Hi everyone, Bitcoin here from
the Big Jabowski Empire.
I'm up against Kutsi Est Appreciate. I've actually fought this opponent before in 3v3 and beat them. And what's pretty interesting about our group in general this week is that a lot of the people here have actually fought each other. I fought Frodo King in the last week. When looking at the Grand Arena history of my opponent, I also saw that they fought with Elite Joey before. We have a few people that are in the same guild even, so it's all pretty mixed up, and I guess that's mostly due to the fact that a lot of people are hoarding and not really moving so much in GP, so they tend to fight each other over and over again. And I've heard this confirmed from a lot of other people around this GP area as well, or specifically in this time frame. Now my opponent is one who has good mods. He is in the guild Death Star Row ODB, by the way, which we fought in Territory Wars before. So I suppose we have a little bit of a history. It's got a good roster. The Relic Force Scion is really nice. Really wish I had one like that. For the rest, somewhat similar roster to most people at this GP, but is like he, for example, has a Relic Jolie, which I do not. But then I have something like a Relic Nest, which he doesn't. But for the most part, it's relatively similar. His mods are very good, as are the mods of pretty much anyone in the group this time. Although actually, he's a bit on the lower end than I remembered. I think he's currently got a lot of characters unmodded because there's... Yeah, okay. He's got his B1 modded for the Ewok event currently. That explains a lot. I was starting to wonder, like, feels like there's stuff missing here. So I cannot derive his current speeds from this place. I'll have to go into the game. Anyways, my opponent has not attacked. I don't expect him to attack first because I went irrationally hard on defense this time, which was a bit risky because if he would have put some of his meta teams up front, I would have not been able to clear them. But when looking at his history, he's been doing the same for like 7 or 8 matches in a row. So when someone does that much in a row, the chances of them changing it up and doing something radically different when they've actually won most of their matches are pretty small. It's a bit of a risk. He could have totally blocked me there and, for example, put General Skywalker over here and then Darth Revan over there, and I may have only been able to break through the Darth Revan team with my Jedi Knight Revan and then using some other teams for cleanups. So that was a bit of a risk on my behalf, but I felt like it was worth taking because any other defensive composition I would have set would have been one that he could one-shot. No matter what I did, he has answers to all of my teams. And in those cases, you need to look into how exactly you want to outsmart your opponent. So at the top here, I have my Darth Revan team with my wonderful Gear 8 Sith Assassin, who's hopefully going to absolutely kick ass. And then over here I have Padme with Malak. Now the reason for Malak in there is because I want him to very heavily hesitate what he wants to do. Is he going to try to use Traya against this team? Traya with Thrawn, it could be a possibility, and then it's a question of, okay, where do I put the Isolate? Where do I put the Fracture? Can I risk not fracturing Malak, or should I be fracturing Malak and then get stuck behind Kenobi instead? So it's a tricky team to attack. It definitely stops the Emperor Palpatine counter, and he has a very fast Vader, so I wanted to make sure I would do that as well. But I want him to hesitate and perhaps consider taking in his General Skywalker, or consider taking in his full Darth Revan team and then have to do something else here. Then at the bottom I have my Grievous and Night Sisters. Grievous BB-8 this time. He has a very strong Jedi Knight Revan team, so I figured this would be a good test to see if my Grievous team in this composition can stop that. I absolutely don't expect it to, because otherwise this would be enough of a defense in the front wall here. I think he'll cleanly one-shot it, no problem. Same with the Night Sister team when using his Padme. Another reason there actually why I put in Malak here is because I did not want him to use his Padme in a mirror match, and hopefully Malak will make that very difficult. Then once he manages to get through this zone first, likely, I'm not sure, he might go up top first, because he sees these teams and figures, okay, well, I have to make sure I can beat these first before sending other teams against this. Then behind that, he'll find this pretty weak Kira team and a pretty weak Rebel team. And on the other hand, he'll find the Ewoks and General Skywalker. So the hope is that he spends his General Skywalker in the front here against the Padme team, because he's never fought that before, to then get stuck in the back and not full clear me. Now in the meantime, I should know exactly what he's put on defense if he has repeated what he has done every single time so far. So he's got this Grievous in the front here that I'll use my Jedi Knight Revan against. And then he has his Geos team with a Relic Force Spy that I need to be very careful of. And then at the bottom he has his Night Sisters and a Newt team. Now against Newt I want to do something a little bit different this time. I usually use Geos. In this case I want to save my Geos for the back wall, and I'll be using something else. Then in the back wall I expect him to have his Old Republic, his Bounty Hunters, his First Order and some weak Rebel team. So that would be his defense, and it's kind of a... like he keeps all of his strongest teams for offense, as you can see, and only keeps one very strong defensive team, though you could argue that the Geos are very good as well. And this team, I guess, can be underestimated by plenty of people. So I have no margin for mistakes, I think. It depends on how hard I screw up. I mean, if I only leave Spy standing, that's not an issue, but if I get picked off before I manage to kill the team, for example, then I'm probably going to lose this, as he will definitely break through at least 3 of my zones, unless he really screws up on some of the battles, but it seems a bit hard to imagine because he definitely has the firepower. So I'm going to fight the strongest team first, the Grievous team. I fought stronger teams with my Jedi Knight Revan team, but it's always, you know, it's a bit of a question what's going to happen. So it's really quite weird to open up teams available and have Shaak Ti at the top here in Jedi Knight Revan, and that's pretty much it. So I'm really light, really very light on offense here. And I don't know, I just felt like it. It might shoot me in the back, it might actually make me miss Kyber if I don't clear enough zones, but I just felt like it. It seemed like fun. I wanted to test it out, and let's go and do it. I didn't check any speeds or mods because I don't think it's particularly relevant in this case. I'm going to go straight after what here. Triggers B2. He might get triggered again. So I think I will use an AoE here and spread some foresight. Or actually, let's do a basic. I have to be a bit careful of the B1 because that one's very strong. Okay, good. Jolie still looking healthy. Now I'm going to be triggering B2 regardless, so I always use the AoE here to start dropping the stacks. In this case I didn't. That's pretty impressive if you hit 5 enemies and none of it triggers B2. To me that's a good sign. I'm glad this one didn't, because then I get to preserve my buffs. Get the second kill. And then Grievous gets to go again. I'll lose my Hermit Yoda pretty soon probably. I'm thinking I still have the bonus protection here, so I might try to get a kill here soon. Okay, now I don't. I have to be mindful. The next move from Grievous is going to matter a lot. He's already at max turn meter, so then I always use an AoE. I will drop some buffs probably, but that's okay. There's no kill just yet. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried here what he's going to do. Should try to get, I wasn't going to get a kill first. Okay, but still, that's fine. I have to be smart about this one. Do I want to kill B2? Yeah, I probably should. He's going to immediately take a turn again, but otherwise I will lose too much health and protection along the way. So I'm going to risk it here. Okay, Jolie is still fine, but now he's starting to get into dodgy territory. Okay, I was expecting to have that available. That's good. Let's spread the foresight and start going after B1. Although I have my direct focus here, I should directly use it. Hopefully get Bastilla back soon. I can use an AoE here. Now, normal scene I would call assists here, but I actually want to do the basics so that I get the revive back quicker. I can just reduce turn meter here. Swap to Joe Lee in this case, actually. Now he can call Grandmaster Yoda, and in his next turn he will be able to revive. Continue to drop these, get some foresight going. In this case I'll go for B1. Put this one on Joe Lee to give him some more survivability. Now maybe, oof. Well, that's why good modding on Joe Lee is very important. That could have completely gone wrong there, but it didn't because I have so much crit avoidance. Alright, we're in good shape now. Got the match firmly in control. Let's see, I'll be able to recover some protection banners on Grandmaster Yoda here. But I definitely don't want to kill B1 just yet. Which shouldn't happen here. Wow, I really thought he would be dead by now. Bastilla takes a turn, but it's not enough because he just recovered some. Oh, that's unfortunate. B1 died just before he got his move off. Maybe I'll be able to recover here. Yeah, let's try. I mean, otherwise I'm going to be able to kill him now. That's too bad. Some lost banners there, but it's going to be okay. Yeah, I should have not dropped the stacks on B1 as much as I did. I pushed it a little too hard there. I thought I was going to be okay, but Grievous barely managed to stay alive there. Well, 53, it's okay. Could have been a couple more banners. So then we proceed with the Geos battle. In this case, I'll be using Treya, Scion, and Nest. I really don't want to risk just two of them in any combination. It seems a bit too risky. But then again, this can go wrong as well. I've seen it go wrong, so let's hope that it doesn't. The AoE always helps to give you a bit of a safeguard at the beginning. So Spy already used the first special. I'm starting to... Yeah, I'll probably lose my Scion right here. He's just not healing enough anymore. No, he actually made it. I'm really impressed. Almost dead, but he made it. So that's an extremely clean kill. That's probably the smoothest kill I've had with this group here. So Gear 12 Scion, due to good modding again, because he has a crit avoidance arrow, taking on a Relic Force Spy. That's pretty awesome. Very happy about that. Okay, so his back zone has Old Republic and First Order, exactly as expected. Don't know where exactly he was going to put which team, but that's not so important because I need to get through the front anyway. So let's go to the bottom. We have Night Sisters over here. Just going to quickly check how the Talzin is modded. 6.5k, that's on the higher end. For a Gear 12 anyway. Let's check Spirit. Very fast. Okay, she's going to be 302. So compared to some of my former opponents, this guy has taken a fair bit more care with his modding, but he's also in a higher GP guild than some of my other opponents, so I get that. Over here then I'm going to be using my bounty hunters with what? And then against the bottom team, I'll probably be using Emperor Palpatine. Wow, you cannot put tech on what here? Okay, no misclicks. I wish there was some kind of mode to allow you to highlight the exact hitboxes on the characters. That's Boba. Because I feel like sometimes it's really straightforward, and sometimes it feels so difficult to determine where exactly am I supposed to click on desktop. On mobile I almost never misclick, even though I have massive thumbs, but it's happened to me here before. I can probably lay down these debuffs here. I don't really need to heal for anything because Boba is going to execute right here. Yeah. What makes it so stupidly easy? Try and get a stun. Nope. Impressive dodge there. I'll probably put this on Django. Django is my weakest bounty hunter in terms of health in the end, because he's just gear 11. Dengar is too, but Dengar is quite tanky. I'm going to kill Asajj here. I should have gone for Daka, maybe. She was closer, and I didn't quite kill there. Well, the dots will likely end up killing. I could get this kill here, but I mean, it doesn't really help me make any progress. She'll probably heal them up. Yeah, it's whatever. As long as I end with 60 banners, that's the deal here. I'll probably trigger the contract sometime soon. She's got 8 debuffs. Now this should do the job, though she stacked some health. Wow, actually didn't. I wonder what that extra hit there was, though. Not quite sure. Get this kill, or not, wow. Yeah, it's a Relic for Daka in the end. I mean, not sure what I'm expecting. It's not because I throw a little bit of tech on my characters that they are suddenly invincible and extremely hard hitting. Let's get this kill, alright. So that should be 60. 59, must have been what? I went over a bit too quickly. Just like that sentence. Okay, then Newt with Nest. I believe the Dooku, I think I saw him somewhere at the top there. Yeah, Dooku's pretty fast, 280. 263. How is Nest modded? Tenacity and slow. So normally I would use Geos against this, but I'll almost definitely end with 55 banners doing that. And I wanted to do something different because we have a Hux up here. And I would actually like to use my Geos over here up against this team. Rather than doing something different. So in that case, I'm actually going to be fighting the Newt team here with some Sith and Empire characters. Going to do Emperor Palpatine. Then my Vader, and my Vader is, I believe, very fast. Yeah, 253. He's still a gear 12 with 1 gear 12 plus piece, so I've given him some extra love. As with a bunch of Sith and stuff around him, he will go very fast. He's well over 300, which can come in handy against a lot of different teams. I'll put in Thrawn. I have Nihilus left over as I have absolutely no use for him in the team against the Geos. And then for the final character, probably something that can debuff nicely, maybe my TFP. Yeah, he's pretty handy here. So hopefully I'll be able to end with max protection. I can stall a lot in the end, maybe with Thrawn's Fracture. This should get the job done. Though I've not fought this match before, I thought it would make something interesting for me rather than using the same old. So this will get countered if I hit Dooku. Excuse me. Going to go for Droideka first. Let's see if I can get a ability block. I can. So that's no stealth for them. Now the question is, who do I want to fracture? I could fracture Droideka because Droideka will almost certainly shoot someone out. I could fracture Nest to avoid the AoE daze, which is kind of killing against this team. That's probably better. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to stun Droideka before it takes a turn. But we'll see. Let's give it a shot. Yes, perfect. Now hitting Dooku might also be a good idea just because he currently doesn't counter. But I want to try to control Droideka before... it's not going to happen. Maybe I can drain here? No. Droideka won the coin flip. That's too bad. I should have maybe dispelled those buffs there. Okay, let's think this one through. I think the smartest move here is to turn meter swap with Darth Nihilus and dispel those buffs so that I can control Droideka. That will also allow me to drain again quicker. Perfect. Okay, I want to ability block you. Okay, TFB is very unlikely to make it through this round, but that's okay. Cleanse the extortion before it spreads. Now, I don't really feel in control of this match just yet. But that's about to happen as I take out Nest. Ability block there. I don't want to kill Newt because he's going to immediately take a turn. Yeah, the ability blocks is something I didn't really consider enough, I think. And it might end up biting me here. Oh boy. That would be a big problem. Okay, I have a fracture. Wow, I don't know what's going on with my throat. I have a fracture available here. And I think I should use it to kill Droideka, actually. Let's do that. Because Droideka is being a huge pain to me right here. Now I have to basic, and the problem is I can only hit Nest, so that's going to get me killed. Unless she doesn't counter, but she does. Yeah. That's a big problem. I'm gonna have to speed this up. I was not prepared for that to happen. So in hindsight, Geos would have been nicer, but that wasn't an option in this case. So now the only way for me to get through Nest is to land a ridiculous amount of debuffs, keep her fractured, and ultimately kill her. But that's a big if. I'm going to keep Nest fractured in this case. And just work on, actually on Newt first. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stack a lot of dots on Nest. Keep turn meter swapping to Vader so that he gets more force crushes. It's pretty unlikely for me to kill, but who knows. Should make sure to keep landing the tenacity down with TFP as well. That's why I brought him. And now I'm going to have to try to line up the turn in such a way that Vader is the first to go and to saber throw immediately after Nest takes a turn. And I have to watch the time here. So there's just one shot that I have. I'm gonna have to make that count. That's it. I didn't think Vader was going to take a turn there first. That's really unfortunate, actually. Yeah, that's going to mess me up. I can't. Let's try to spam click through this in the hopes that I'll get a shot. Nah, all the debuffs expired there. There was no chance. Alright, that's a pity. Feels like a very unnecessary loss. A lone Nest I should be able to clean up though. Let me just quickly check how much health and protection she has. 30k. Yeah, should be alright there. So in hindsight, the Geos is a lot safer. The ability blocks I hadn't really anticipated as much. It's really only Dooku, but he seemed to be going for for Darth Nihilus even when he wasn't actually countering. And that's what ended up messing me over. messing me over, screwing me over. Okay, so to clean up Nest, I'm going to be looking down my roster a little bit. My best chance of doing this is with IPD. And I've got Shore, I've got a couple tanks. Obviously Nest can go around the taunt. My IPD is just gear 7 with not a whole lot of health and protection, but one hit should get it in the territory where it needs to be. Now let's look for some nice supporting characters. I mean, very often just doing this is enough, but if I can bring some other stuff that can help me get the job done, that would be very nice. In this case, I'm not really seeing too much that makes me go like, yes, let's do that. I could throw in Hera, for example, make Hera put her revive buff on Imperial Probe Droid, so that if I lose him, I'll probably do that. Can be a nice extra safeguard. It works on non. Revive with 80% health, yeah. 10% turn meter is not a whole lot, but I can do some other things there. I can throw in my weak first order officer. I might lose all these characters and bleed more banners, but it's okay. I just need to full clear. That's all I have to do. Let me just quickly check. Yeah. Thing is that I don't use these characters very often, as you can tell by their gear, so I have to double check their kits to make sure that I'm not overlooking small details that could cost me the match. Savage is no use because Nest heals up and way too low geared anyways. Okay, I'll be going with this. Han's leadership doesn't give me too much, but I mean the extra defense could mitigate some of the damage on IPD. So hopefully this will work. I'm going to just use a basic here probably. Or I could immediately, I think I'll probably do that. Put this one on Hera. Make Hera give the backup plan to IPD. Okay, perfect. Now I can taunt. Get one shot in here and then kaboom. Okay, perfect. That was easy enough. So these were a lot of extra safeguards. They shouldn't be necessary against a Gear 12 Nest, but then again, I didn't want to have to get into 2 cleanups. Okay, so as expected, he has a Bounty Hunter team in the back, and he has a Jin Rebel team here. So what I'm going to be doing probably is use my Rage Jedi training up against Scarth, my Geonosians against First Order, my CLS against Bounty Hunters, and Wampa together with some friends up against the Jin Urso Rogue One squad here. So just going to go from top to bottom. Let's see here. So this was Rage Jedi training with no BB-8 again. But I have C-3PO and I have R2. Thinking that I could bring Rey Scavenger, but I'll just stick with Kylo Ren Unmasked. Always want to start with a burn. The chances of exposing are somewhat low against Scarth, but they're usually worth taking the risk. Let's put this on Rey. Okay, I'm glad that Carth wasn't dropped below max health there, because that allows me to line this up nicely for a kill. I don't want Zalbar to taunt, and now I can get my first kill. I should have maybe saved the Dispel from Kylo there, but it's fine. There's always others that come around. That's the handy thing about this team combination here. So make Juhani go into hiding. It's just the worst. It's just the worst tank ever. The moment you're needed, you disappear. It's just too weird. Okay, that was a very easy kill. Hopefully stun. Nope. Everyone's looking good. Obviously not Kylo Ren unmasked, but I mean, I don't really even need to bring him here. In hindsight, I'm not sure why I did. I don't need the safeguard for anything. There's just not a chance for this team to beat me. Definitely want to heal here. And I'll just take out Zalbar immediately. Or not immediately, but in a minute. And Juhani just kind of gave up there as she did before. I love those endings where you're expecting something to happen and the character just falls back over. Alright, 250 on Hux, that's pretty fast. So the First Order will be going before me, at least this guy here. There's no Sith Trooper at least. And let's check Officer, it's probably fast as well, yeah, wow, 301. So he's got a very fast First Order team. In hindsight, my Vader could have gone first here, but all the debuffs healed him so much, it would have been a slow, tedious fight. So not a huge fan. Let's give this a shot. If Hux calls in a group attack, then Brute will immediately die. Or not at all, that's so strange. There was absolutely no damage there. I want to cleanse the debuffs here. And start going for... I might as well go for Fox. I don't really see any reason to go for Hux specifically. He doesn't do a whole lot. And Fox is the one dealing the damage here. Tempted to use a special, but let's save it, because this should kill him regardless. Let's get you out of here because you're looking very squishy. I should be more mindful to not actually kill them too fast because I do want to get 60 banners here. So let's not use a special. Even the basic was enough there. Hopefully this heals them to almost max. Yeah, we're close. Not quite there, but close. But this should get the job done. I'm not sure why Sunfac isn't healing more over here, or this soldier. Yeah. He's staying below. There we go. He took his time there. Alright, that was an easy 60. That's kind of why I kept this team for them. It's a lot nicer. But it cost me a little bit over here. So, then we have Bosk and we have the Jin team. I'll do the Jin team last, I guess. I believe this Bosk is very fast though. Let me just check. Right, 290, but he used Django in the other team. So that's something actually did change up. I believe historically he would put Django lead with his bounty hunters, which put his Bosk at 320, but in this case he hasn't. So now I just get to fight Bosk lead. I'll bring in Old Ben. I like the turn meter control. It'll cost me a banner. I'm okay with that. Or maybe actually I could save Old Ben for Wampa and just send these guys in. Is there any reason to be concerned? This Boba is not particularly fast. These are just gear 11s. I'll just go in with the 3 of them. Don't think there's really any supporting characters here that would do much. I mean, Bakes is nice for the extra assist call, but I don't want to mess with the guard. And I'll just do it like this. So stun Bosk. And then I will go for Boba first. See if I can stun Dengar. No. That's too bad. Okay, this should kill him, and then I can finish him off. That was not the best start for me. I should have played this differently for sure. Because now they're going to trigger their contract. Yeah, I totally misplayed this one. Stupid and unnecessary. Is there anyone I can stun here? Yeah, there goes the contract. That's a pity. I might actually lose this. That would be very, very dumb. Let's get rid of the offense up here. Yeah, I'm going to lose Han any second here. There's no way he's surviving this. Let's kill IG. That's a kill at least. I don't know if Bosk is going to retaunt, but he does have a lot of tenacity. I think I should just ensure that I take out Boba Fett here. Yeah, he did taunt. Man. This is why I do like bringing Old Ben. You have a lot more insurance. And right now I'm just kind of getting stuck behind Boba Fett here. And there's not a chance I'm going to burn through him. I'm definitely losing Chewie. And his taunts just keep going crazy. Yeah, such a pity. Totally through this one. That means I might actually not full clear him. I don't see Wampa doing the job up against Dengar. But who knows, I can get creative. This is a really stupid loss. Probably one of my worst losses ever in Grand Arena. Just because I underestimated how much Dengar would heal them back up. Yeah, very unnecessary. Okay, let's see here. I still got Shaq T. I've got Wampa, Old Ben. I've got Troopers. Well, Troopers aren't gonna do anything here because the moment Bosk taunts, it's game over for me. Then again, if I can get in before Bosk taunts, that would be good. Now Troopers here, I don't think they'll do a whole lot because Baze will be taunting at the beginning. I can dispel that. That could be something actually. Something worth a shot. Sabine is very squishy. Yeah, I'm going to try Troopers over here. I have not fought a team like this before. So I don't know how it's going to go. 232. But let's give it a shot. Then I can do something with Wampa up against the other guys. All right. There's no reason why Base should regain the taunt yet, right? Yeah. So I'll probably kill Jin first. Okay, that's good. That counter there kind of bit me. But Chirrut is now under max health, so hopefully I'm able to kill him. I think this AoE should do it. Maybe that's risking it, but yes, perfect. Deathmark base. Do the AoE. Yeah, good choice. Alright, so even though they were all gear 11 and over, wasn't really any problem. Then up against Bosk here. Crazy tanky dude. The issue is getting to Dengar because he's always going to be stealthed and he's always going to be healing them back up. So this might be a very long fight. I'm wondering if Old Ben lead could be nice here for the evasion. I kind of do want them to hit Wampa as much as possible, but the turn meter is more important. So for that reason, Old Ben lead is nicer. Newt's extortion doesn't do very much, but it's also not the worst. I could do something with Newt and Dooku. Just try to keep them stunned the whole time. But it takes up a lot of time in the fight as well, they're countering. But that might actually be more beneficial than Old Ben and Wampa. So let's give that a shot. These guys, and then Droideka's damage is not amazing, at least mine isn't. Let me check Shaq's training exercises again. Yeah, she can recover health and protection. She might be nice to bring in also for the dispel actually. That could be good. So this is going to be the team that has to make it work. Pretty odd bunch, let's do it. Now they don't have their contract in this fight, so that's good. Yeah, Bosk starts with a taunt. That was my concern when using Imperial Troopers. That would have completely screwed me over. So I'll try to dispel the frenzy thing at least. Definitely want to stealth these guys. So I'm going to have quite the task getting through this Bosk, but it should be okay. I mean, Wampa can ramp up nicely over the course of the fight. It's mostly a matter of, do I get the, like, sort of a good turn order going here. Okay, I've got his protection gone. Because if Dengar throws his mines now, then all of my progress is reset. Yeah, I don't have any debuffs to get rid of. I guess he had a buff, but that's quite alright. Definitely want to focus on Bosk first. There's no point in switching to Cat Bane, because Bosk will just taunt if I do that. I could dispel this one, but I think he will just regain it. Yeah, I'm firmly in control here. That's pretty good. Nice cleanup team. Now, hopefully Dengar is not going to screw over all of my banners in the very last move, which he has this very annoying habit of doing, but this should stop it. Okay, nice. Going to see if my Shaq can still take a turn to recover the protection on Newt. So I'm just going to basic here. Non-combat moves. Ah, no, she didn't have it available. Alright, that's still 39. Well, I got the full clear. I made some very silly mistakes. 1863. I honestly don't know how my opponent could possibly match it. I really don't see him clearing this, but if he does, then I'll be super, super impressed and would happily give him the win. So good luck to him, and I'll see when he attacks what exactly he has done. So this round is done. My opponent has attacked and pretty much did what I expected him to. He beat all of the other zones in one attempt, including these teams here as well, which were perhaps some kind of new challenge for him. But I think he used his Darth Revan here and his General Skywalker over here, which left him with nothing to take down my General Skywalker team in the back. So that's a win for me with some unnecessary losses on offense. When I looked at it in hindsight, I'm kind of glad I lost the CLS versus Bounty Hunters, because I'd been curious forever if the three of them would be able to handle a full Bounty Hunter team. And the answer is it's a little bit too risky, so it's good to know for future reference. And this other one here seemed pretty unnecessary as well. Maybe I should have switched up those counters with the First Order team. But I spoke to my opponent a little bit. He messaged me because he was curious when he saw the General Skywalker in the back, how did I manage to clear all of his teams on defense, considering my strongest team was Jedi Knight Revan. And I told him that I would record this, so if you're watching this, thanks for the great match. And yeah, I hope some of the advice that I gave regarding Grand Arena history helps you out a little bit. So that's it for this round. For the final round, I'm going to need a fair few points still to get to Kyber. I believe it's about 2.2k-ish after I do the feats, something like that. So I will need to actually win that one to get to Kyber, and that's going to make it pretty interesting. Alright, hope to see you then.